everybody, it's Annie Masmanian from Amazing Scents by Annie. I tried to get on live YouTube to try to do this Scentsy warmer for December live, and I really did try. However, I'm gonna be just recording this and posting it right away, but I will be trying to go live maybe later or at a later date to really try to interact with all of you. I know some of you may have been wondering where I've been, and I appreciate all of those who have reached out to me and asked me, where are you? Are you still selling Scentsy? What's going on? What's happening? And I want to come on here and tell you, because I really do appreciate and respect all of you, and let you know, I mean, if you've been following me over the past year, you may or may not already know that I am pursuing my graduate studies in psychotherapy. Just a little bit about myself before I get into the warmer of the month. I hope you don't mind, or just fast forward. That I am a registered nurse, and I've been working as an ICU and emergency nurse over the course of 17 years. I'm a passionate advocate for mental health and well-being, for especially for the frontline workers. I'm a little bit biased. I hope you don't understand. However, it is so important for everybody, despite where you work and how you live your life, to maintain your mental health and well-being. It's something that is so important to myself, to my family. If there's anything that every single person in this world can relate to, other than the word kindness and hello and thank you, is also mental health and well-being. Whether we admit it or not, it has touched all of us in some way or another. And I will be honest with you, it has touched me, more so in the past, 21 months, over the course of COVID-19. It's been very difficult, as you may or may not be able to understand as a registered nurse working in the ICU and emergency department. It's been really hard. It's taken its emotional toll on me mentally and physically, and it's put my life into perspective, which is wonderful. So I have taken a more proactive approach to nursing, healthcare, life in general, than a reactive approach. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be pointing fingers or blaming people. That's not how I live my life. I'm an optimistic person. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. I like to make my own judgments about them, and when I do make my judgments, they're usually not stuck in stone or written in stone. Like I said, I give people the benefit of the doubt. I live a very diplomatic life, and who am I to judge people? That's not my place in this world. It's not my place. So with that all being said, over a year ago, I pursued a life coaching education. And that really opened my eyes to so many more possibilities, how I can treat my patients and my friends and family. I never expected to kind of pursue possibly another business on that, and by all means, I'm not, Scentsy, whomever is watching this, I am not soliciting anything in this. I'm not posting anything. I'm just simply sharing my life story and my life experiences with all of you, with hopes to inspire you. I will, however, backtrack this a little bit and share that Scentsy has really opened my eyes. It got me out of a rut that I was in after my third child was born. Mamas out there, maybe you can relate to those lovely postpartum blues. Yes, I had the postpartum blues after my third child was born, and it made for some difficult times. He was born in March, and it was here in southern Ontario, Canada. It was dark, it was gloomy, it was cold, it was snowy, so I really had nowhere to go. And I was already using Scentsy, and like all of you, Scentsy brought me so much joy. So my partner Nathan thought, you're buying it so much, and as well as my Scentsy consultant at the time was like, have you ever considered selling it? Oh, no, I can't do that. I'm so busy. This is my third child. I'm going back to work in a year. I'm as a nurse. I'm taking care of my aging parents. The whole excuse, whatever. So I really considered it, and after a while, it was like it dawned on me. You know what? Scentsy does bring me so much joy, and always put a smile on my face to come home to a nice smelling home. Whether it was clean or not, it just always smelled nice. For some reason, that smell always masked the mess, right? And it really helped me get out of my rut. As soon as I started selling it or pursuing that opportunity, something changed in me. Now, I'm not here to tell you that Scentsy was my cure. It was not my answer to my prayers. However, it was an aid to, it was a tool to help me pursue something other than motherhood, other than nursing, other than my role in this world. It was another calling, let's say, to myself. It brought me joy. It brought me happiness, and it helped me along with other resources to get me out of my postpartum blues. So this is now, oh my gosh, I'm going on 6 years with Scentsy, and it's been an amazing journey. So I really want to say that Scentsy really, really inspired me and helped me with my postpartum depression, my postpartum blues, what have you. And since then, it continues to bring me joy, and I continue to share that sort of story with more or less people who are close to me. I haven't been as transparent with maybe the general public on YouTube as I would like to be. I guess there's a component of me that's more reserved or maybe scared, like the mental health stigma generally portrays itself, right? There's that stereotype, right? Don't talk about your mental health. Don't You're gonna be judged. You're gonna be shamed, and especially as a healthcare worker, as a registered nurse, there's this component that we're supposed to be strong. We're supposed to be heroes. We're resilient. And to be honest with you, I hate those words. Like, I don't normally say hate a lot, and for those of you who've been following me, I love a lot of the Scentsy scents, even the bad ones. I might say, I'm not a big fan of them, but I rarely ever use the word hate. But over the past 22 months, there's a few times that have really put that scratching underneath my skin, or that like nails down the chalkboard. And I have to say, it's the word hero and resilience. And now I've had my ups and downs. We've all had our moments of sadness, moments of elevation, and the past 22 months have really brought that to my attention. I have never felt more, say, isolated, sad. I'm going to use some fancy words here. So I felt dehumanized, depersonalized. I felt burnt out. I felt, again, isolated. I felt so alone, even though I was surrounded by so many amazing professionals, support, Nathan, my children, my family, my amazing coworkers, who are so, like, thank you for all of you who may or may not be watching this. You know who you all are, even if you don't know who you are incredible human beings. For all of you who've been working throughout all of this, whether you're a healthcare professional or not, thank you for everything you've done. Whether you have the vaccine or not, I'm not going to get into that. I am a healthcare professional, so we'll just leave it at that. But thank you for doing your part, and I'm grateful that I've done my part. But you also have to set some boundaries. You have to know where to draw the line, and you also have to understand that sharing your story with others is beneficial, is inspirational, and motivational. So I'm here today to share my story as a Scentsy consultant, as an insider and a life expert, as a nurse, as a mom, as a daughter, as a psychotherapist, as a life coach, and as a basic human being. Share your story. Mental health has touched me in many ways throughout my life, let's say. Whether there's a diagnosis or not, it doesn't matter. It's something that is important to me, and I think it's so important to share your story. Don't hide behind that veil or that stereotype or that stigma. It's it's something, if it's something you're going through, by all means reach out to me. I'm happy to talk to you about it, or reach out to a friend of yours or somebody you feel comfortable with, or reach out to a professional and talk to them. We all have different levels of awareness. I have the privilege of being a healthcare professional and understanding that level of awareness, whereas somebody who maybe doesn't understand science and the biology behind it, or even the holisticness, is that a word, behind it. Yes, even though I do come from a scientific background, I am a strong believer of science and holistic medicine. The combination of the two does wonders. If I can offer you one piece of advice, be open to everything, every possibility. Don't assume that one thing will help you. Be open. Don't say, no, I'm not going to do that because of this and this and this. Be like, okay, I'll try it. If I don't like it or if it doesn't work, then let's move on to something else. That's how I've always lived my life. Again, I'm a very diplomatic, open person, and I don't like to, let's say, cross things off my list without trying it or even considering it. So again, it might help because I have that awareness, I have that kind of background, that kind of education, which I may take for granted, but I'm hopeful that with my faith and with my knowledge and my support, that I'll make the right decisions, and that will guide me in the right direction. And I want to say, so far so good, right? We all make mistakes, but again, we're human. So, and without mistakes, we would never learn. So, with that being said, please share your stories. Share your stories of struggles. Share your stories of triumph. Share your wins. Share your losses. I want to say, share your wins. Because those little wins, whether they're good and bad, okay, I know you're like, bad wins? Yes, even the mistakes. The mistakes are good. I shared with you today how frustrating it was that I couldn't get on YouTube Live to share my life experiences, my little story with you about mental health. And that was frustrating. But in a way, it was a win because I'm still sharing my story. I'm not going to let that defeat me. I was frustrated with Nathan. I was texting him. I'm like, oh, the camera's not working. But I'm still here. I'm not going to let that stop me. And I'm still going to share my story of mental health and well-being and how important it is to ourselves and to those around you to share that component of yourself. All right. Now, how does that all tie into this? Well, I have been pursuing my master's, my graduate degree of psychotherapy. So here in Ontario, Canada, I am registered under the College of Nurses of Ontario to practice nursing psychotherapy, not necessarily just with nurses, with everybody, because I do have a governing body that oversees me in case I do make a mistake or anything like that. The College of Nurses, I follow their standards of practice and their care. So just like College of Physicians, so we do have a college to answer to. I can't just go out there and practice psychotherapy without any, like, nilly-dilly. I can't do that. However, having a master's of psychology or psychotherapy will allow me to have another designation, another registration under the Ontario psychotherapists as well. So it's an amazing opportunity for myself. But as you can imagine, pursuing a graduate degree is very, very busy. It is full-time, and it is very, very important to me. So Scentsy has kind of taken a back burner. Scentsy is still super important to me because it brings me so much joy, especially over the past 22 months. It brings me joy. And I would never, ever give up Scentsy because of how much joy it has brought into my life. And I'll never forget that moment when I had my third child and how sad I was feeling, and turning on what was that warmer? It looked like a rose petal. That was my very first mini warmer, rose petal. One of my dear friends from high school gave it to me for Christmas. and along with 3 wax bars. I don't even remember the wax bars anymore, but I want to say one of them was like a rose scent. One of them was lilacs and violets. They were all florally scents. And I'll never forget. So he gave it to me at Christmas. I had my son. Anyways, so I didn't open it up till later, and the smile it brought to my face, and the feeling of, oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing, and like for a split second, forgetting about my son and forgetting my postpartum depression, and focusing on this amazing Scentsy product. So Scentsy has a very, very special place in my heart, and so do all of my beautiful friends and family, my clients, my customers, my viewers, all of you, my Scentsy sisters and brothers. I can never, never give that up. I would. Oh my goodness. So one of these days, I'm gonna pursue my PhD, and I'm gonna be out there. Yes, I'm gonna be. I'll never. I love Scentsy way too much, and I'm gonna continue to share my joy of Scentsy with everyone, because I strongly believe that as a healthcare professional, or just as a human being, find something that brings you joy and pursue it. And that's part of my. That's even part of my practice. What is it that brings you joy? Okay, work might be work might be bringing you down. Family, relationships, finances, things might be bringing you down, but there's got to be something that brings you joy. Well, it might not be Scentsy, but maybe crocheting brings you joy. Maybe making little trinkets or bracelets or necklaces, or taking a nice hot bath, or reading a book, or going for a walk. Things like that may bring you joy. Not necessarily Scentsy, but other things that bring you joy, do it. Don't stop. Do it. Things that bring you joy, genuine joy. Hopefully it's healthy as well. Good. We want good coping mechanisms, not bad, unhealthy coping mechanisms. Okay, Scentsy, I need to stop spending a little bit of money on it. But anyways, that's a topic for a whole nother day. But yes, if it brings you joy in a healthy manner, then do it. Go out there, bring yourself some joy, cheer yourself up, and don't feel guilty about it. That unjustifiable guilt is exactly what it is, unjustifiable. If you need to take some time off work, if you need to take some time off from the family, take 10 minutes, take an hour. Bye kids, I'm going for a walk, I'm going for a drive. Take some time, have some me time. Bring a book, close the door, read for a little bit, and stop feeling guilty for focusing on yourself. I know we all have challenges. Some of you might be saying, oh, it's easier said than done. You have choices. I don't have choices. We all have choices. We all have choices. Bottom line, we have choices. I may not. Don't sit there and judge me that I have choices and you don't have choices. There's been times in my life where I felt that I didn't have choices. We don't know, we may or may not know each other on a deeper personal level. So that's another thing. Don't judge people by their cover. Don't sit there or stand there and look at someone, and I do the same thing. Don't criticize them. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Be like, okay, they're living their life. They have their own challenges, whether it's I want to say, oh, third world problems, or your problems are nothing like my problems. Don't rate your problems. Don't compare your problems to other people's problems. It's apples and oranges. It's not. Don't do that to yourself. I'm not going to do that to myself. You don't do that to yourself, because that's not nice, and that's only hurting yourself in the very end of it all. So you focus on you, with the kindness and respect of others around you, and heal yourself. Heal yourself from within, because that's so important for yourself and for your family. Because if you're not feeling good inside you, if you're not taking care of you, how in the world are you going to take care of those around you? And I know you've heard that cliche a bazillion times, but really imagine how much better you would be taking care of others around you if you're working, or if you're even that 2% better 2%, 3%, even not 1% better. I know what I was like here in Ontario during the third wave. In the middle of the third wave, I had to take some time off work. The courage that I had to build up to walk away from work without pay, yes, I won't get into too much detail, but I had to walk away. And as the main breadwinner in my family, it was very hard. This unjustifiable guilt. But you know what? There would be nothing coming in if I wasn't here to begin with. So I needed to do that for myself first and for my family. And it's made me a better person. Yes, COVID has changed me. COVID has changed everybody. But it's your choice as to how it has changed you. And so I sit here today, yes, on a Scentsy platform, because Scentsy has inspired me 6 years ago, almost 6 years ago, in regards to my mental health and well-being. And I hope to inspire you as well to share your Scentsy story and how it has inspired you and brought you joy, and maybe continues to inspire you and bring you joy to get you out of your ruts, perhaps. And share that story with your friends and family. And you never know whose life you can inspire and whose life you can change and perhaps save. So we're not all healthcare workers out there, but sharing your story will only help other people and empower other people to live a more fulfilling life. And by all means, if you have any questions or concerns, or if you just want to chat, I'm happy to chat. Please reach out to me. I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube, and I'm also on Facebook. I'm more than happy to chat with you. I love talking about Scentsy. You know that. If you want to hear more about my education, by all means, it's an incredibly interesting course. Psychology has been something that I've always been fascinated with. I love how the brain works. It's super, super cool. And I'm excited I still have 2 more years of this program, but I hope to get on here frequently. No, I'm lying. It's not going to be as frequently, but I hope that you all have grace and patience and support me from wherever you are, and think about me. Shoot me some texts. Follow me on Instagram. Stay tuned. For all of those who've been supporting me as in clients, I really, really do appreciate all the love and support. I'm still here. I'm still selling it. So don't give up on me, because I could use the support now that I'm in school. I feel like a teenager again back in school. But anyways, it's like, oh, I really, really do appreciate all the love and kindness you've given me throughout the Scentsy years. And please, please continue that and pay it forward to those of you who've got Scentsy reps, consultants around you, for your local consultants. If I'm not yours, please show them some love and support as well, because these are tough times. Everybody, it's always tough times, right? Give them some grace as much as you give me. I appreciate it. I'm not gonna go into the December warmer and scent of the month. I'm gonna save that for another video, but I will be posting this real soon. And please leave me some positive comments down below. And again, follow me on Instagram, because I'm more active on that. It's easier to post on Instagram than it is to film a whole video and do my hair and actually get dressed, because I've been living in leggings and sports bras and socks and anyways. All right, actually, yeah, I look pretty good today. All right, everybody, I am looking pale. I need to go back outside more often. But thank you very much for your love and support. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you can continue to support me throughout my Scentsy journey and my educational journey. I hope to continue to keep you updated, share my story and share my journey, not so much for Scentsy, but for the inspiration and the motivation for your team, for your friends and family, because the more we can share our story and break that stigma of mental health, the better it is for our own well-being. All right, everybody, please, please take care of yourselves, be kind to one another, and always, always be your amazing selves. Bye for now.